So are we on sound or time lapse?
Oh, we're on sound.
Oh, hello. Hello, darlings.
Doesn't mean I'm going to keep the sound.
Just in case, hello, darlings. This person's not turning. They're going straight, as indicated by the entire lack of turn signals.
Well, hello everybody, and today we are doing a quick install on our Jeep. Interesting, I left that there. One headlight is out, so we're going to use this opportunity to upgrade the headlights. I didn't go crazy getting fancy ones. I just got some cheap halogen headlights. They have pretty good reviews on Amazon. So we'll go ahead and see how this goes. From what I've seen, this is a pretty easy install. So let's take a look here. Oh, and in case you're wondering, we'll look this up. There is the product code. I'll go ahead and I'll link the description right below, and there it is on the display too. All right, so let's get started. Go ahead and open this up. What's interesting about the Jeep headlights is this is one of the older type of headlights where you have to replace the entire thing and not just the bulb behind it, like more modern cars. And that's actually in some ways better. I mean, gosh knows, I had to replace the headlight in my Land Rover, and oh, that was insane trying to get that apart. So first, let's go ahead and take the current one off. My understanding, it is a T15. Start our other camera here. There we go. And my understanding is this is a T15 screw. Maverick's over there watching in anticipation. So let's see. And it looks like all the online guys were right. It is a T15. So there's 3 on this. There's 1 on the bottom here. Alright, so we just took this one off here. We're going to do the second one there, if you can see that. And this is a 2-piece. There's an outer chrome plated rim that retains this on the outside. That I think it's more of a styling thing than anything. Probably protects the bolts inside. And Maverick, you can see over there, he wants to come help. I know, buddy. You'll be out to see it in a second. And then over here, go ahead and we go ahead and unscrew this guy here. And while I'm doing this, we're doing this on Jeep Day, 4x4. Oh, don't be so grumpy, Maverick. All right. And we just give this a wiggle. There we go. Does not want to come out. I think, there we go. Come on. There we go. All right, and let's take a better look here. And we can see we have a screw here, you can see it inside on the bottom there. 1 here and 1 there, so let's go ahead and remove those. Careful not to lose this. Whoops, and of course, here we go. Okay. There we go. 2 more to go. All right, and we can see it's already coming loose here as I take off this retaining ring. This is actually what holds it on. So as we take this out, we carefully pull this out. You can already see that's popping out. And let's go ahead and remove the current bulb. So we take a look back here, and you can see it's a 3-prong clip. All right, and there we go. So this is a, doubt this is the original, of course. This is a 1998, so this is a Phillips replacement. Now, the most important part about your headlight installation, which we're going to do later, is you're going to want to check the alignment. Because last thing you need to do is be blinding drivers coming your way. Both kind of rude, illegal, assuming anyone ever checked that. But even more importantly, it's actually dangerous for you if you blind the other driver coming on. Yeah, they may lose control themselves. So look, we're going to take a quick look here. We can see there's notches here, here, here. And we're going to line these up here. And when in doubt, if there's a DOT marker on here somewhere, which I thought I saw one. Maybe it's on the top. Or maybe not. Oh, there it is there. There we go. These generally go on top. So, as we can see, that looks how it's going to line up. So, first we're going to carefully, let's put this back on so we don't scratch up the lens. Oh, that plug is really corroded. Probably should replace that eventually. Alright, let's just go ahead. Probably shouldn't have taken this off first. Alright, so now that we got it in, double check our DOT sign, make sure it's up top. And you can kind of just wiggle this in until you feel those notches go into the right spot, like so. So now it's sort of in. Now I always like to, before I start screwing stuff in, I like to make sure that it's going to work first. So let's go ahead and test that. We have our high beams on, and we have light. That was the high beam. Let's go ahead and turn the high beams off. And there we go. All right, so that's one on. All right, so now we'll go ahead and put the retaining clips and everything back on. So let's go ahead and take this off at this point. And they're clean, sort of now. Probably will never be clean again. All right, so when in doubt, seam on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and put the clip, retaining clip back in. Obviously you're gonna line up the holes. Now I did take a note that it was twisted to the right. That probably doesn't mean anything, but we're still gonna put it back like that. Gotta get some starter screws on. And this does come with additional hardware too, if I was going to hook this up to a JK, which requires some, I believe, an adapter and possibly a halo thing, if yours has that. The old TJs, they don't need that, so you can just plug these directly in. go ahead and tighten it up. Now, in retrospect, I probably should have done what this looked like before, and then also done an after, though. I have plenty of other videos with the traditional headlights on there. And if you ride, well, pretty much any Jeep Wrangler, you know the headlights are terrible to come with it. So, pretty much almost, I feel like anything is an upgrade. Okay. Here we go with the tricky part. The big lip, I believe, goes on the bottom. Let's just double check that. There we go. Again, get our starter screws in. Busy day on the road today, and a lot of cars going by, of course. And we can see there's the one that's out. We're going to get that next. All right, and there we go. We are set. I'm going to go ahead and test this later tonight. All right, so we're going to go ahead and remove the outer retaining screws here. There's 3 of them. And it turns out, you know what? It was just out of its clip. It wasn't even broken, but that's okay. Give us a chance. We have a couple spares here in case we ever have a bad headlight. You know, I think that must have happened when I recently installed this, and probably didn't even put 2 to 2 together there. So you can see what's in here too. I mentioned this. So if you need I guess an adapter of some type, you can use that for here. I believe this is if there was a halo, or if you actually, I think this might be the new JK type plug. So you can adapt it for that, or maybe it's a different make, I'm not sure. All right, so again, we look for the DOT sign. There it is there. We'll go ahead and we'll plug this guy in. Being a little brave here, I already have it plugged in. We can see it's working, which is good. DOT again up top, and you can see that little notch right there. That needs to hop into there, and there's 2 others just like it. Let's go ahead and put that in. And it kind of fits snug in once you get it there. It's almost feels like it's going to stay in there by itself if you get it in just right. Okay, there we go. So once you get something like that and it's lined up, you're good to go. So let's go ahead, we'll take this off carefully. And then we'll go ahead and hook up the second one. Again, if you forget which way to go, this little dip right there goes in the bottom. Of course, this just goes over top of here to cover it up. And then it is just the reverse of how we put it on. Oops. And we got hand tight for now, or just loosely tight, I guess, for now. Nope, I think I'm using the wrong screw. Yep, I definitely am. And you can see they're actually a slightly different screw between the two, so don't mix them up. The ones on the interior are a little bit narrower. Not sure what size off the cuff. I could feel that right away as soon as I try to put it on. There we go. Because in theory, these should slide on just like this, really easy. I mean, generally, as a rule of thumb, if you're took it apart and if you're putting it back together and it doesn't go in right, there is something wrong. I know. We're almost done. This is my boss over there telling me I'm taking too long to get this done, huh, buddy? He's like, Dad, I want to head out in the Jeep. Let's get going. Okay, there it is. Oops. There we go. Okay, they're nice and secure. Then we'll go ahead and get the lower lip on, and again we just slide this in and lower lip on the bottom. There we go. The nice thing about the Jeep too is that, you know, this is about, at least the TJs were, I'm not sure about the JKs, is that you can work on pretty much most of this vehicle yourself. And there's so few systems in these too that, you know, you could theoretically just keep these going for darn near forever. The engines themselves, whether you get the 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder, will go well over 200,000 miles if you take care of it. And a lot of people just say that's just breaking the Jeep in. This particular one has about 154,000 miles. It runs just perfect. Hopefully I just didn't jinx myself there. And it is 24 years old now. So I've taken this, gosh, I've already pulled trailers with this. I've taken this pulling a trailer, gosh, I'm gonna say it was probably a good 4 or 5 hours. So it's not a light haul. We were pulling a pair of motorcycles out from Harrisburg. So anyway, that is the installation of these. I'll have a follow-up at the next part of this video on how these do at night. And there we go. So later that night, myself, Maverick, and Pepper headed out to the Country Place, a local restaurant outside of Percy, which we like to visit from time to time. And that also gave us an opportunity to test out the headlights in this Jeep. So as you can see, we're starting out here living dangerously, driving with all the lights off, and let's go ahead and turn them on. Holy cow, cowabunga. Sure made a difference, didn't it? And of course, I'm just joking there. That's us driving heading over to the restaurant. So let's get forward to later that night. So this is us outside Country Place, and there goes the lights on. So you can see a bit of a difference there. It definitely does have more of a cut beam where it keeps it more level and doesn't push it up high, as opposed to the traditional TJ lights, which is more of a diffusion light, which basically just spreads the light in almost every direction. So this is much more focused, and as a result, I do feel that you have better visibility with this type of headlight as opposed to the older fashioned diffusion type beam headlights. So I next took this out into some serious country roads where there's not a lot of visibility. And as you can see, this made a pretty big difference. Now, of course, it's hard to tell with the GoPro at night. It only catches so much light. But this is pretty much pitch black country out here. And I'd say it's on par pretty much with my Land Rover. Now, the one thing I'm going to get used to is that, you know, you don't have that equal dispersion you would with a traditional dispersion light. This is, again, more focused. And I do feel I need to tweak these to go a little bit higher up because I feel that they're pointing down maybe just a tad bit too much, which makes sense because we're switching to a completely different type of headlight here. But overall, I have to say that these definitely are an improvement over what I had before, and I'm definitely happy with them. So time will tell how well they handle, but overall, I give it a thumbs up. Installation was relatively easy. I hope you enjoyed the detail of this, and you know, I always try to really give more of a hands-on, regular person approach when installing things, because sometimes you watch a pro online and, you know, they get it done in 2 seconds. But of course, me, when I do these things, it seems to take at least 2 or 3 times as long, if not more. So I think that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, click that like button and subscribe for future content. I really do appreciate it. And keep on the lookout for new videos coming out. I try to post as much as I can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, get out there, make your own great outdoor adventures, and of course, take care.
So are we on sound or time lapse?
Oh, we're on sound.
Oh, hello. Hello, darlings.
Doesn't mean I'm going to keep the sound.
Just in case, hello, darlings. This person's not turning. They're going straight, as indicated by the entire lack of turn signals.